And welcome back. And we are doing a beginner friendly hip mobility routine. It is going to work your hips, your abs, your core, and it's just going to take about 10 minutes of your time. No equipment needed. We are celebrating the end of the year, but you can do this any time of the day, year, planet, and I hope you enjoy. And if you do, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and comment below and tell me what it is you want to see next. This is Raphael, and remember, adopt, don't shop. He was rescued off the streets of the Bronx here in Gotham. So we're gonna start in our 90-90 hip position. You can always be on top of a yoga block, and you can always, of course, pet a cat while you do this. Now I've got my knee bent to a 90-degree position. I actually should go and be on my mat so you can see that 90-degree angle. That's why it's called 90-90 if you're sitting on top of a yoga. And from here, we're gonna go into our hip swivels. So we're gonna lift that back hip and we're gonna go ahead and switch it to the other side and come to that for other side. So we're doing the exact same thing on this side. Now, if you're just starting your journey, you can totally use your hands to help you. If you wanna make that a little bit more advanced, hands up is going to make that quite a bit more challenging. And let's do about 10 in each direction, right? I'm actually gonna keep my hands behind me just so I don't travel too far off of the screen. Meow. Exhale and inhale. And the deeper you get with your hips, of course, the more challenging it's gonna get, but respect your knee and your hip. You wanna feel it working, but you don't wanna feel any pain past, about a level 7 or 8 out of level 1 to 10, 10 being excruciating pain. And now I'm just gonna hold one side for just a second. Let's just lower and lift a few times. And I'm keeping my chest lifted, and let's go ahead and do that on the other side. Make sure you're breathing. And next up, I'm gonna lay on my back. And I'm gonna do these windshield wipes, right? So this is for my inner and outer thighs. So I'm gonna have my feet a little bit wider than my mat, and I'm gonna take my knees one way, keeping my heels pretty much planted, then the other way. Right, one way, and then the other way. Right, you can have your hands on your hips, you can have your hands up, and I'll make it a little more work on that core. And I'm really just focusing on that internal and that external rotation of the hip. Meow. Now from here, I'm gonna sit on up. I'm gonna bring my feet together into a diamond shape. I'm gonna draw my belly in, and I am gonna take it forward into this forward bend position. And my back is definitely a little sore. And what I'm gonna do is walk from side to side here. I'm going from side to the other side. And I'm really keeping my abs drawn in. I'm thinking about bringing my chest to one knee and then my chest to the other knee. This feels so good. I feel just so yummy. And now I'm actually rotating, I'm twisting, so I actually changed that. And then I'm going to come back forward. Now I'm going to go into my hip circles next. So I'm going to do these. There's, tons of ways you can really do hip circles, right? But I'm going to do them on my elbows. I'm going to bring my elbows down onto my shoulders. I'm going to draw my abs in. I'm going to take one knee and start drawing circles with that knee, circling that hip socket, right? That head of my leg going around inside that hip socket. And you can make them really big, and I'm really just doing my best to keep my hips stable. And let's go in the other direction. And I'm trying to point my toes today and just really draw my belly in and up. And let's go ahead and try that on the other side. Breathing in, breathing out. A little easier on my right side. And then I'm going to circle that other direction. Just pretend you're balancing a glass of water on that lower back. I'm really scooping that leg bone around and around, really feeling that in my glutes. Just a few more here. And then go ahead and let's sit back into a child's pose for just a second. Take a deep breath in. And let's go into some cobras. So let's bring your hands under your shoulders. Draw your belly in. You can do a little baby cobra, just lifting your hips up a little, or lifting your shoulder up, stopping at your hips, and then releasing down. Right? And what you can almost imagine you're watching an ant walk in front of you. So look up towards the ant, right? The ant's walking straight ahead towards the wall in front of you. And you're just looking at that ant the whole time. And see how I came up this time. Now that will be a little bit more in your lower back, so really draw your belly in. And I am drawing my elbows in, and you can look up. A few more here. Sinking down slow. And remember, you can stay with that baby cobra. A little easier. Or the full cobra, that's up to you. Keeping your breath with those moves, inhaling. Exhaling. Breathing. Now draw your elbows back underneath your shoulders, and let's take that child's pose again. Reaching your hands forward, maybe taking your palms up this time. Now let's go into a big lunge. So I'm going to take a big lunge. I'm going to go out into some external rotation, and I'm going to take my hands and I am going to press it out and in a few times. I'm just going to hold it there, and I can drop down to my forearms here. And one of the best things you can do for your back is to keep those hip flexors really mobile and fully feline flexible. And then you can hold, and you can take that back and you just lift and lower it. And we can hold there. And you can even flex and point those back toes. I'm just going to come back up and really open through that back hip. That's my right hip. Now I'm going to drop that back knee down, and I'm going to go into these kneeling splits, right? I'm going to go forward into that hamstring stretch and back into that, back into that hamstring stretch and forward into that lunge. And I'm not the most flexible in my hamstring, so I'm probably not the best to look at, but you can really flex your toes, pull back. Let's do 2 more here. These are great if you're traveling for the holidays. And just hold, big stretch. And you can do the holds longer. I made these quick just in case you were short on time. And let's try that whole series on your other side. Right, nice open hip. And take a nice deep breath in. And you can kind of press out with that hand into that thigh, right? Into that external rotation. Open into that hip. Let your hips sink down. Breathe. Meow. Now we can drop down really deep into that lunge. Or you can stay up. You can always use a block under the knee, under the hand. You can take that back knee now and you can lift and lower the knee. Really feeling that hip on this side. Now I'm gonna hold it and I'm gonna come up. I think I came up on this side. I'm just gonna go back and forth on that back foot. That feels so good. And I'm just gonna hold here before I come down and I go into this hamstring to kneeling lunge. A little harder for me, my right side's definitely a little bit tighter. Just going back and forward, trying to flex those toes, and maybe just holding it here. Meow, feeling that stretch. Now I'm gonna bring this foot out, and I'm gonna go into some more intense hamstring stretches. Now, again, I'm not super flexible, so I'm not great to look at. But these are your butt drops, right? So I'm going to come down to a squat and then into this forward bend. And I'll get a little bit of external rotation. I'll turn to the side and face you a little bit more. Then I'm going to come down into this deep squat and then back into this forward bend. These are one of those things you should probably do every day. Right, Raphael? Meow. Yeah, my cats, they really like to stretch with me in the mornings when I stretch. It's playtime for them. Really pressing into all 10 toes, extending through my knees, rounding through my spine. Definitely feel these. Let's do 2 more. Now I'm going to go ahead and come to the top of my mat. I'm going to come through this plank, really drawing my abs in, getting long through my spine. And maybe just do a few hip twists. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's go ahead and slide your knees forward. Let's just do a quick bridge. Maybe reach your hands up and articulate your spine up and down. 1 vertebra at a time, inhaling and exhaling. And take a deep breath in. Maybe just hold there. Give yourself a final stretch here. Maybe wiggle through your hips. And then roll on down. Give yourself a big kitty hug. And thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a wonderful year. I'm excited for what lies ahead. I am, as we're filming this, I should be finished with my website update, so make sure you check it out. It's gonna make the vlog much nicer and tons of freebies to help you on your fit feline journey. And I hope to see you soon. Have a happy holiday season, or have a great day, whatever time of year it may be by you.